This screencast is about Student Learning Activity 3. Now, I'm at the course blog site, and you should have already done Activity 1, creating a file folder from Google Drive, and Student Activity 2, the electronic storage and building file folders. And right now, we're looking at Student Learning Activity 3, loading the student folders on the portfolio. For documentation, I want you to load your newly created student folder onto your electronic portfolio as part of the electronic storage and Google Docs page. This will document to me that you have followed the steps, are able to create a folder inclusive of related folders. And this screencast is going to show you how to do that. The first thing that we want to do is go to our Google Drive. And this is my Google Drive again. Yours is going to look different. You want to find the file that you created, Ed201, Teachers and Technology, and you want to click it so it's just highlighted like that there. So over to there, from there, we need to go over to or up to this little icon here that looks like a plus person, and we need to click it. And so we get this drop down. So at this point, with Google Forms, you can share it with anyone that you want. A folder, any document or what all by following that process. So here you would put my name, Art Fisher. So I'm able to look within your folder once you've created it. The next step that we need to do is select Advanced down here at the bottom. And so you can see up here it is accessed as being private. We need to change that. So we go over and select Change. And this time we're going to select anyone with the link. And that means that anyone with the link to your portfolio will be able to view those folders. So I would advise you, if you're going to do this with students' work, you don't want anyone to look at the student's work. You may do the previous step, and I'm going to go back to that again. So I'm going to cancel that. And this is where you add a particular person's email address, who you want to have access to view those files. So that might be a parent, it might be your administrator, or anyone that you feel is safe to go ahead and view those files, okay? So again, we're going to change that advanced setting. I'm going to go back to change, even though I showed you how to do that previously. And we're going to select anyone with the link. Again, that means anyone with the link to your portfolio is going to be able to view those folders. And then we're going to choose Save. Okay? So after that, we're going to select Send, and I'm going to get a notification that you allowed me to view those folders. Now, my purpose for viewing them is for a grade for you to see if you completed the assignment. Okay? So we're going to select Done. And the next step that we need to do is go to our portfolio, our electronic portfolio. Now mine is already here on the desktop right here. So I'm just going to click it. You may know where yours is located at. So you need to find it and you need to open it up. So I double click there to open up my Google Sites portfolio. And once I'm at the portfolio, it typically begins on the home page. We want to go down to where the assignment is, and that's electronic storage, and select it. So once inside our electronic storage, we might we want to go over, and in our options over here, we want to select From Drive. Okay, so now this is going to your Google Drive. So these were all of the files that were found on my drive. I need to find my Ed201 teachers here, and I'm just going to click it, and I'm going to insert it. So what you're going to see is my whole contents of my file right there. So you can see here it says 2018 students. Okay, So that's been loaded up. So you want to write your reflection. So you want to do that and write your reflection about what this is and what it can do right here. So you might want to add a text box right here. I'm going to see what this looks like. So it'll give you an idea of how others are going to view it, but also how I'm going to view it. Now remember, I'm the only one that has access to this file. So what you're going to see here, since I'm logged in, is the whole file system. But if you only selected, if you didn't put anybody's email address in there to view, then all you're going to see is the student file here. So I'm going to click it. And you can see it takes me right to that student file so I can access Jim Green. And there's the document that we created for Jim Green for my view. So I'm going to close that. And I'm going to go back to the other students' file folders. So let's look at Katie's. Remember, she's the one that tips barrels. So there's her document there, so I can view that also. Now, the only reason I'm able to view it is I gave myself access to view those files. So again, from your drive, nobody else is going to be able to view anything else except for this, although I will, not anyone else, okay? So from here is where you want to write your reflections and complete your assignment. So let's go back to our blog and see exactly what that assignment is. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down and it says, this is your written reflection about this activity. So write about the experience or the steps and the purpose of creating folders with multi-folders included. Okay, so that means we created the 2018 student folder, and within the 2018 student folder, we created 4 student folders. Okay, so that was the first steps. You can do screenshots or however you want to do that. Screenshots make your paper look better, your portfolio, I mean. So it kind of adds to the aesthetics of it. The next thing you want to do is include your reflection under Teacher Connection. How will you use this in the future? Include what other files you would create. So think about your position, your job, or your future as a teacher. What are some of the other files that you may want to create? And you might want to write about that. Although for this activity, we just made student files, but you might want to write about some of the other things that you think you might use for files with or folders within your Google Docs. The next thing you want to connect what you have done to the activities related to your teaching or future teaching and address what standard it is related to. So remember, you may use the NAEYC standards, which are the early childhood standards, or the INTEST standards, which are for teacher preparation, or the CEC standards, which are for special education. The majority of you are early childhood, so you would write about the NAEYC standards. So in your folder you created and placed embedded within your electronic page labeled the electronic storage, I will be looking for your Ed 600 Teachers and Technology folder. Within this folder, 2018 folder, and within the 2018 folder, I will be looking for the 4 student folders that you created. Also at this page will be your written reflection and how you will use this in the future along with the standard which you are showing in alignment. Okay, so now remember, you can go back and you can freeze frame these videos and actually do the steps as the video is unfolding. Okay, hope to see you next week in class, and remember this assignment is due prior to next week's class, and it will show me that you were in attendance for the course.